I really think you should consider giving me extra credit for going the extra mile. I mean,
Are you, Jack? Are you willing to go the extra mile?
John, I have heard you give some very inspirational speeches to your players about stepping up under pressure and going the extra mile.
It's got to be something extraordinary, something which makes us go that extra mile.
There seems to be no expectation to go above and beyond what one might know.
I just felt that I had to go above and beyond to get your attention.
Don't be afraid to go above and beyond. A little extra effort could earn you a star. Really could.
All I'm asking for is a little extra effort.
Watch him. Don't let him slack off. Keep it.
Dog, don't let him slack off.
Because the second you slack off, boom.
I'm the guy that lets him slack off homework so we can play the game.
Just in the nick of time.
Looks like just in the nick of time.
There's okay. But you show up in the nick of time.
Right in the nick of time, you might say.
No, because he never fucking turned up in the nick of time.
It's the 11th hour. Cut the crap.
He called me at the 11th hour.
An 11th hour surprise in the Clarence Thomas case.
Some people have said that I have waited until the 11th hour to bring this to the press.
I don't need to blow off steam.
What do you folks do around here to blow off steam?
Needs to blow off steam.
That should let him blow off steam and relieve the stress.
Bob. I took up cooking and a couple of other hobbies to blow off steam.
Why didn't I blow off steam? I have steam to blow off.
You're just trying to let off steam.
It's just people letting off steam.
Carl, you know that men just naturally gotta let off steam.
Are you? And I was just, I like to let off steam now and again, but she didn't know what she's saying. Every now and again.
I don't know why, but every now and again in my life, for no reason at all, I need you.
Come on. One beer to bury the hatchet.
I was hoping that we could bury the hatchet.
Okay.
Tess, this is business. Let's just bury the hatchet, okay?
I thought this would be an opportunity for us to bury the hatchet. Instead, you just turned me into some dumb drinking game.
Yeah, live and let live. Forgive and forget. All of that.
People on Facebook are all forgive and forget.
If it's possible to forgive and forget, or to forgive and not forget.
What does bygones be bygones mean? I mean, bygones be bygones after all these years.
You don't let bygones be bygones?
I'm not holding a grudge. Aye, that girl can hold a grudge.
For holding a grudge and,
Of course, I still hold a grudge.
And grudge holding is exhausting.
As much as I would like to chew the fat, this really isn't a courtesy call.
We're just gonna sit here and chew the fat for a bit.
Hey, you said you wanted to catch up and chew the fat.
But we can go back, see the guys, chew the fat, it'll be just like it always was, except... Listen, I came here to do some business, not shoot the breeze.
I just, stopped by to chat, shoot the breeze.
If you want to have lunch or something, we can talk about Louis and, just kind of shoot the breeze.
Enjoy the chit-chat. I don't have time for chit-chat.
Strictly business. We don't come to 47th Street to chit-chat. Look, before you launch into your moves or whatever, I just want you to know that I'm not really in the right frame of mind to make flirty chit-chat with a total stranger, even...
That's enough chit-chat already.
Okay, Hyde, thanks for the heart-to-heart.
Dad's sitting down with me to have a heart-to-heart.
The emotional heart-to-heart stuff.
I am trying to have a serious discussion with you, Ellen.
Clearly, we can't have a serious discussion here.
We need to have a serious discussion about the future of the company.
Now, no more chit-chat out of you two, okay?
Awesome city, so the bomb. Leo! Speak of the devil.
Oh, speak of the devil, there she is.
I gotta...
Where are you going?
Speak of the devil. Her Majesty's here to see you.
Speak of the devil.
Speak of the devil!
Hi, speak of the devil, how'd it go?
Great.
Oh, talk of the devil.
Speak of the devil, and he doth appear, wearing his trademark scarf.
Oh, where is that mask?
Speak of the devil, and he shall appear.
What?
We were just talking about you.
We were just talking about you.
Oh, there you are. We're just talking about you. You must be...
I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to be harsh.
I didn't mean to ruin your night.
Oh, I didn't mean to disturb you.
Actually, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to overstep your authority.
Honestly, Marilla, I didn't mean to meddle, and I promise I'll never do it again.
He did that on purpose!
Do you think he did that on purpose?
I kissed someone! Almost on purpose!
I get into trouble at school on purpose.
You were completely and totally on purpose.
You ignoring me on purpose, or what?
Guys, I don't mean to rain on your parade, but don't you think we should find his owner before we all get too attached to him?
I don't mean to rain on your parade, but I want to make it clear.
I don't want to rain on your parade, Mr. Lee, but the world needs hamburgers.
I am not trying to rain on your parade, but when Jack finds out, he's going to hate you forever.
Donna, listen, I hate to rain on your parade here, but Mrs. T...
Oh, I hate to rain on your parade, but...
I'm sorry to rain on your parade, but I don't mean to be negative, but his opera...
Look, I don't mean to be negative here.
Okay, I don't want to be negative, so I'll say that most of the signs you bought are good.
I'm not trying to be negative, but didn't we just find out that Wolf isn't going to admit the truth?
I'm not trying to be negative here, but didn't they just have a revolution to get rid of you?
I don't mean to burst your bubble, but I'm not trying to get into your pants.
And I'm sorry, I don't mean to burst your bubble, but the camera...
I don't want to burst your bubble, but we got a slight problem here.
What?
I hate to burst your bubble, Trav, but there was no frog.
I hate to burst your bubble, but...
I hate to burst your bubble, but you don't inspire me to spring for a dinner over...
Now I want to steal your thunder. Yeah, you kind of stole my thunder.
Okay, ho. We did not steal your thunder because we are not getting back together.
The truth is, you stole my thunder.
I thought it was really sweet at first, but now I think he's just trying to steal my thunder.
And I am choosing Charles because he's the least likely to steal my thunder.
You just have to hope that no one beats you in there and steals your thunder.
AJ rather stole the show.
My performance stole the show.
She gave the toast at her wedding, stole the show.
It meant I couldn't look like a total zero, but I couldn't upstage her either.
Now she's got to upstage me on my big night.
So we wouldn't upstage your big day.
Did you get the feeling that he's always trying to upstage me the way he's just flaunting his money and his success in my face?
I spent weeks planning this party, making it perfect for her, and then you come in and upstage me?
I have first-hand experience with that cold shoulder.
We will give Edie the cold shoulder.
Max, did you just give me the cold shoulder?
I'm sorry about the cold shoulder.
Ever since Christmas, you've been giving me nothing but the cold shoulder.
Even though we bundle up, a cold shoulder can freeze us out.
So then we go for our friends. But they will all give us the cold shoulder because nobody likes to be second choice.
I've been wondering why Mike's been so cold to me. Now it all makes sense. Well, that explains why he was a little cold to me this morning.
Is that why you're so cold to me at Conservancy events? Why have you been so cold to me?
Probably shouldn't be cold to her.
And then maybe she told because my mom was so cold to her.
I'm glad you got that off your chest.
That's a lot to get off your chest. Bet it feels good to get that off your chest.
Sometimes it's good to get stuff off your chest.
You've just been dying to get this off your chest, huh?
Is this some sort of apology, or you need to get something off your chest?
You need to talk. If you want to get anything off your chest, please, just come and see me.
I want you to confide in me, to feel safe in doing so.
How could you be so stupid to confide your feelings to a stranger?
I wish I had someone to confide in, but it's also damn secretive.
Find a friend to confide in. Thank goodness I have someone I can confide in.
I am happy that she has an adult she can confide in about.
And after the wedding, Joyce continued to confide in you about her problems?
Someone you can talk to or confide in?
She's too fragile to be told the truth, too delicate to confide in.
Too delicate to discuss inside?
It's too delicate to discuss, actually.
Sorry.
Too delicate to be taken to church in midwinter?
My boy is too delicate to be playing foosball and whatever you call it.
I gotta admit, Emma does look cute.
Although I gotta admit, best $500 I have spent in a long time. I gotta admit, Pierce isn't a whole lot of it.
I gotta admit, I came pretty close to leaving you.
I gotta admit, that was a pretty cool way to learn about the Rook.
I gotta admit, it's tempting.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta admit, I only read a couple because it was a very, very large packet you sent.
I must confess I expected love to feel somewhat different than this. I must confess to some curiosity as to the matter of your conversation.
I must confess, I carry it with me everywhere.
I must confess, the news did come as something of a surprise to us.
Donna, I have to confess something.
I have to confess, I underestimated you.
And you can't deny that you knew what you were doing and how it made them feel.
You are the best in the biz, I can't deny.
Or her motive is so obvious she can't deny it.
I can't deny your point, but unlike you, I've always assumed I'd be a failure anyway.
Well, I can't remember the last time we all sat down and had a meal together.
No, actually, I can't remember the last time I cooked.
I can't remember the last time I laughed like this.
Also, I have to say, I can't remember the last time I saw Nick like this.
I can't remember the last time I saw you in this suit and tie.
I can't remember the last time that we had a PhD over for dinner.
I can't remember the last time I got a mani-pedi.
Feels like forever since we just hung out.
It's forever since we had lunch.
Seems like forever since I've seen you.
It feels like forever since you broke up with Courtney.
Me? I mean, it's been forever since we've both seen it, and we've spent so many happy times there.
It's been a long time since you called me early.
It's been a long time since we were this close.
It's been a long time since I heard preaching like that.
I have to think, the only thing sweeter than winning a gold medal is sharing it with your fellow countrymen.
Now, she's receiving her gold medal.
And what does a new gold medal mean for you?
And the winner of the gold medal is, and next, the silver medal. And the silver medal goes to Richie.
And the gold medal goes to the winner of the silver medal, Jimmy. Now the bronze medal goes to.
And the second runner-up is Miss California.
And our fourth runner-up, ladies and gentlemen. And here it is, our second runner-up. And now, it's time for the first runner-up.
You are the new Snow Queen runner-up. I suppose that means we have to go with the runner-up then, which is...
He's come in second place in nationals for 2 years in a row.
In second place, Melina Birch.
Second place, and in first place, third place, nice.
Both the first and the second place winners will travel to the United States.
Second place, we have the Queer and Scene Bears.
And in second place, William Mittman from Franklin High School.
In third place.
In third place. Go.
He needs a win or the points from another second or third place to put him in the finale.
Painting the picture, I'm sensing there's a podium in the future for Mighty Maggie, Olga.
And although it's a tight race, it appears as if a spot on the podium is Maggie's to lose. Yep.
The winner of this race is guaranteed a spot on the podium. He just needs to hold this position to finish on the podium. Wow. That might be enough to get him on the podium.
You only got one lap to go to pick up that final position if you want a podium.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I have a great job, but...
I mean, don't get me wrong, he did give up a presidential suite for me, which was...
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a great school.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the baby to bits, I really do, you know.
I mean, don't get me wrong, if anyone deserves what you do, she does, but...
I mean, don't get me wrong, I am thrilled to know that you used to like me, and I will bring it up constantly.
I thought I made myself clear.
I thought I'd made myself clear.
I thought I made myself clear.
Perhaps I didn't make myself clear.
Perhaps I'm not making myself clear.
I hope I've made myself clear on this point, and...
I'm making myself clear now, aren't I?
I'm not trying to argue with you.
Do I make myself clear? Do you understand, Alex? Do I make myself clear?
Please don't misunderstand me or...
Jack, don't misunderstand who's in charge here.
Don't misunderstand me, but you have to look farther.
I'm going to go ahead and do this just as slowly as possible so you don't misunderstand.
Sorry, Frank, but I'm gonna go crash and burn with Cuddy. Call me.
They're gonna crash and burn on this combination.
I'm probably gonna crash and burn, but thanks for sticking out with me anyway.
How many times do you have to watch this crash and burn before you say enough?
You're right. If I crash and burn on my test today, that's on you.
I can't have you crash and burn like you did 2 years ago.
There's a million reasons a relationship can crash and burn.
I want Mike Chadway to go down in flames. I want...
Honey, their first marriage went down in flames.
Now, you're going down in flames, and I want to be there when you go splat.
Right now, if you don't take this seriously, the whole fucking movie's gonna go down in flames.
And when it all goes down in flames, and I don't mean that figuratively, I expect there to be actual flames.
It's a complete failure.
It's your complete failure.
I didn't say I was a complete failure.
I'm a complete and utter failure.
And I'm a complete and utter failure as a mother.
I never thought that my sister would find someone who cared about what other people thought as much as she did until I met Craig.
I never thought my sister would find someone who cared about what other people thought as much as she did until I met Craig.
Never cared about what people thought.
You didn't care about what people thought.
Sheldon, you've never cared what people thought.
I never cared about what people thought about me.
You never cared about what I thought or felt while I was alive.
Loving it as much as he did is...
Nate loved Maddie as much as he did.
Almost as much as you did. I work as much as she does.
You're lucky she puts up with you as much as she does.
Who cared about what other people thought as much as she did. Who cared about what other people thought as much as she did. I never thought that my sister would find someone who cared about what other people thought as much as she did until I met Craig.
Because as far as I'm concerned, it never happened.
It's not necessary as far as I'm concerned.
You've done your time as far as I'm concerned.
As far as I'm concerned, somebody, somewhere, made a decision to cut a corner.
So I'm going to ask you a question, and I suggest that you consider your answer very carefully, because as far as I'm concerned, your answer will determine whether or not you become...
Because as far as I can tell, I'm the only one here with an office.
As far as I can tell, her record is spotless.
Mr. and Mrs. Wallowitz, as far as I can tell, your bag arrived in Los Angeles.
So as far as I can tell, it's a 50-50 proposition.
She's a woman balancing a lot on her plate. And as far as I can tell, doing a fantastic job.
From my perspective, truth be told, yeah.
From my perspective, I'd say that you do.
Well, from my perspective, that's how you two appear to me.
Well, from my perspective, you're that Titanic loser of a teacher I once had.
Look, in my opinion, it can't be done.
Okay, this is not going to work, in my opinion.
Madam President, in my opinion, people vote their hopes, not their fears. It's not going to work if you just make a beeline for it, trust me.
He's making a beeline.
She makes a beeline straight for me.
You told her you're making a beeline here?
Customers come in the front door and make a beeline through the kitchen.
She made a beeline towards me, and I was double checking. Like,
all right, so we'd have to beeline to DC.
So don't head straight for them.
I could walk out that door and head straight for old Mexico.
We need to go directly to the top.
Look, the money would have to go directly to you.
Once you've been scanned, please go directly to the exit.
That was a detour.
That was just a detour. A shortcut.
Do you mind if we make a detour?
Took a bit of a detour.
But can I take a detour with Nick?
Afterward, I took a detour. Got rid of my shirt.
When you got the Christmas parade to make a detour to my house.
But you don't know what it's like to be better at something than everyone.
You don't know what it's like to feel completely frustrated.
You don't know what it's like to want something your whole life and to plan for it and to count on it and not get it.
You don't know what it's like to be me out here for you. You don't know what it's like to put your emotions out there, naked, for the whole world to see.
But you have no idea what it's like to live with you.
You have no idea what it's like to lose everything and to try and put it all back together again.
You can't imagine what it's like to be separated from your family at such a young age.
And you can't imagine what it's like sitting next to someone who's crying on a plane for 10 straight hours.
You don't understand what it's like.
You don't understand what it's like to be a little boy's best friend, to be...
Okay, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof is an American classic.
Like a cat on a hot tin roof.
I feel like a cat on a hot tin roof.
What is the victory of a cat on a hot tin roof?
I feel all the time like a cat on a hot tin roof.
Rachel, you can't live your life on pins and needles. I've been on pins and needles all morning.
Well, I'm on pins and needles too.
Yes, I'm on pins and needles about getting home.
A week it's been. I don't know about you. I was on pins and needles the entire time.
You're a little anxious and you have this dream.
I'm just lonely. I'm anxious.
Now instead of feeling scared and anxious, I feel relaxed and...
I'm gonna be as cool as a cucumber.
You're probably cool as a cucumber.
Cool as a cucumber. Just like you.
This way, when the client does show up, you'll be cool as a cucumber.
Like this, I was in there, and I'm waiting, and I'm totally poised. I'm cool as a cucumber. All of it.
I'm trying to make you feel more at ease.
10 minutes. I'm already perfectly at ease.
Yeah, well, put your mind at ease. I just wanted to put your mind at ease about.
So when you became a billionaire, at what point did you start relaxing? Were you still nervous when you became a billionaire? Like, I gotta watch this? So when you became a billionaire, at what point did you start relaxing? Were you still nervous when you became a billionaire? Like, I gotta watch this?
What did your mom say when you became a roofer?
But when you became one of the student leaders...
So when you became an adult, you'd be fully prepared.
You were so young when you became famous.
At what point did you think this was a successful marriage?
At what point did you get in your truck that morning?
At what point did you stop caring?
At what point did you just admit you're a liar?
At what point should you ever stop trying?
So when you became a billionaire, at what point did you start relaxing? So when you became a billionaire, at what point did you start relaxing? Were you still nervous when you became a billionaire? Like, I gotta watch this?
1 pig's worth, 2 pigs worth, 3 pigs worth, and so on and so forth and so on.
Then D would represent the number 1, and E the number 2, so on and so forth.
Right now, the limit's cat 5. Pretty soon it's going to be cat 6 and 7 and so on and so forth.
So on and so forth, you know the rest.
Don't forget to invite your parents and significant others, etc.
I stole a coat, etc., etc., etc.
Day and date, etc., etc., etc.
Ditto, ditto, etc., etc.
He'll still go to summer camp and whatnot.
You know, news and culture and whatnot.
Like the color of a house and whatnot.
And then in here, it's kitchen and whatnot.
International businessmen and the like.
Not trying to teach me to be strong and the like.
And some bits and pieces, money and the like.
Business and the like.
There's a splash of mouth-watering sauce as each one lands.
What in the name of everything mouth-watering and wonderful is that?
And a dozen other mouth-watering taste treats.
And this is to die for.
Isn't there chocolate just to die for?
The roast beef sandwich is to die for.
Your corn pudding is to die for.
Coffee's really hits the spot.
That really hits the spot.
Something that always hits the spot.
Isn't this just scrumptious, girls?
Absolutely scrumptious.
And it was the most scrumptious cake in the entire world.
And I'll make it something scrumptious for lunch.
This food is amazing.
The food is amazing. This food is amazing.
It is so good. So good. Very nice. Very tasty. Very nice. Very tasty.
Very tasty.
Not at all. Very tasty.
Oh, it looks so delicious.
Your food is so delicious and perfect.
Oh, this looks so yummy.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around what your thing is. And it took me a long time, but I was finally able to wrap my head around it.
I know you didn't wrap your head around this deal in the last 10 minutes.
I'm trying to get my head around it since it all happened.
When I'm helping these kids make sense of their lives, everything about my life makes sense to me.
So, you see how hard it can be to make sense of things when you're looking at them really close?
Do you comprehend what it is to be responsible for another human being?
She began now to comprehend that he was exactly the man who, in disposition and talents, would most suit her.
You could just close your ears, bury your head in the sand, and pretend you don't know what's going on. If all you're gonna do is stick your head in the sand, then you're not gonna have an associate or a girlfriend to get back to work from.
Go stick your head in the sand forever.
Basically, she has her head in the sand.
At least he's being honest. Willing to admit that there's a problem here instead of just burying his head in the sand.
But fortunately, you have me to show you the ropes.
They both have a lot of experience and can show you the ropes.
Listen, Randy, he is going to take you on the road and show you the ropes.
I thought your dad could show me the ropes.
Glad you've done this conference before, because I'm definitely going to need somebody to show me the ropes.
Okay, some tricks of the trade.
I thought if I knew some of the tricks of the trade, how to give him what he wants.
I hung out there to learn the tricks of the trade.
Now, before we begin, we thought it might be fun to ask Candace to show us some tips and tricks of the trade.
Okay, listen. Let me give you a tip as your search continues. Oh, well, at least let me give you a tip.
Oh, no. Can I give you a tip?
Sure. Well, I'm sort of new around here. Let me give you a tip, okay?
Do you want me to walk you through a delivery schedule?
Shall I walk you through the history?
Jackson's gonna walk you through some of the new school values.
But he really just wants to walk you through your options.
So, why don't I walk you through her daily routine? You sure I can't twist your arm? And you flew all the way here to twist my arm.
Okay, but if I were to twist your arm, what would you say?
She didn't exactly have to twist my arm. But I knew you'd suspect I was trying to twist your arm and you wouldn't like it, so I didn't.
Just, I don't know, I was thinking if I showed up, I might be able to twist your arm. Please, you really be helping me out.
You can't make me do anything.
You can't make me do that.
Are you really gonna make me do this right now?
You're actually gonna make me do this, aren't you?
Don't make me do this again.
Our resources are stretched thin enough as it is. I can't.
Budget's stretched thin as it is.
I'm stretched thin running everything.
We're stretched thin these days, and
I'm stretched thin right now. I'm not bidding the job.
I appreciate the offer, but I'm really stretched thin these days.
I overextended myself again.
We overextended ourselves competing for that last round of contracts.
they are absolutely overextended.
You're already overextended with that knick-knack shop.
I'm financially overextended, meaning I have more expenses than money to cover.
It's not like Family Co. doesn't have the money to cover.
Something about Betty didn't have the money to cover.
You needed money to cover your losses. I was...
You're still the perky cheerleader who thinks that she can pull the wool over everyone's eyes.
You can't pull the wool over my eyes, dear lady.
We cannot pull the wool over the eyes of the Lord.
Don't think you can pull the wool over my eyes.
I thought we were past the days when you would try to pull the wool over my eyes.
And I'm not going to pull the wool over your eyes. But if you cooperate with me right now, I will make sure that none of your dirty laundry is made public.
That is a smoke screen. This is a smoke screen.
How do you mean a smoke screen?
It just feels like a smokescreen.
In my experience, they pretend to give it, but it's generally a smokescreen for demanding it back with interest.
But I'm not going to mislead you. This is not the case.
Lindsay, I can't let you mislead her.
The eyes can mislead, a smile can lie, but the shoes always tell the truth.
You know who would get a kick out of it?
I get a kick out of these kids.
Don't you think the kid might get a kick out of knowing how it happened?
I thought you'd get a kick out of it.
You don't want to go to places I get a kick out of going to.
I know the rest of the team would really get a kick out of that.
If you think that's a little trouble, then you're really gonna get a kick out of this.
It seems that there are some students here who get a kick out of giving us a bad name.
You actually seem to be enjoying it.
Are you enjoying the view?
I'm enjoying my week with my son.
You're gonna have to put your foot down?
I thought you put your foot down on that one.
She's your daughter. You have to put your foot down.
All it needs is for you to put your foot down.
Way to put your foot down, Benny.
Yeah? Well, I mean, sometimes you gotta put your foot down. Even with the ones you love. Like you.
Just stay with it. Here we go. Now put your foot down. I got you.
Or we could take a stand for what we believe in.
This is our first really important test. Let's take a stand.
And if I'm going to take a stand, I need to know for certain that you feel as I do.
Okay, you gotta take a stand on this Johnny thing before it becomes permanent.
Keep your shirt on.
Here.
Keep your shirt on.
Keep your shirt on, buddy. You're doing great.
Keep your shirt on. I'll just be a minute.
Right. Did you just keep your shirt on?
Fresh coffee on the way.
Yeah.
Take it easy. Keep your shirt on.
Calm down. Calm down.
Stay back!
Calm down, detective.
Ma'am, I need you to calm down. Just calm down. All right? I got this. Watch.
Calm down, relax, act surprised, and have an amazing time.
Time to bring out the big gun.
Wow! He really pulled out the big guns.
If I have her attention, it's time to bring out the big guns.
You really broke out the big guns with that one, didn't you?
I guess I am gonna have to break out the big gun.
I'm pulling out the big guns, E, showing you the full power of this agency.
Oh, whoa, Jack. You'll have to go to your boss and tell him that you failed without taking out the big guns.
Oh, we have a secret weapon.
This time, I got a secret weapon.
I don't need to practice. I got a secret weapon.
Only this time I brought my secret weapon. My brain.
Okay, this is your most important secret weapon, the water bra.